What is going on, people? We are back again. Back to our Flashback Fridays. Got sidetracked for a little bit. Doing stuff for Halloween and spooky season, but now that that's over, we are going to get back to playing some golden oldie video games. This week we are doing Earthworm Jim. I was doing 6 games per episode. I think that's a little much. I'm going to dial it back to 3 games per episode going forward. That way I can focus a little more on each title. So here we go. This fun little backstory. This game is what caused me to get a Genesis instead of a Super Nintendo back in the day. Stayed the night at a friend's house, and we stayed up all night long playing this game. I fell in love with it hard. Like, the art style, the, like, quirkiness and whimsy of it. So, yeah. This was the one that did it. The other, we'll play Earthworm Jim 2 and 3D as well in this episode, and they're fine. Definitely have their own charm, but this is the one that nothing beats the original, as they say. I still remember where all the secrets are, because I played it just a few times. Also, fun fact, I used to have a, back in the day when Kazaa was a thing, and then it changed into LimeWire, but back in the early aughts when everybody was ripping music off the internet, I had a whole CD that was just this soundtrack. And for you kids that don't understand what I just said, a CD or compact disc was a thing about the size of a coffee saucer, or it's about yay big, and it would had a shiny surface like a mirror. You could blind people. It was a fun gag to play at school. Like, you're sitting outside for lunch, and somebody you don't like walks by. You could take a CD out and use the sun to basically blind them, and maybe they'd fall and just do a header, a swan dive face first into the mud, and be embarrassed forever for the rest of their school career. Anyway, there's music on this thing, and yeah, that's how we used to listen to stuff back in the day. But yeah, I had this whole soundtrack, and while everyone else was blasting their Nelly and anyway, while everyone was blaring their cool music, I was driving around listening to video game soundtracks because they're awesome. Okay, so I could take that toilet back there. I'm trying to think of the right order to do this. There's a couple of these secrets that if you take that path, you can't go back to the main route of the game, and we don't want to do that just yet. Oh, another neat thing about this game, if you let Homeboy just stand here, he does different animations. There's that one. Forget how many there are. I think maybe half a dozen. I know there's one where he jumps, he pulls his head / body out of the suit and jumps rope with it. Very, very strange game this here, Earthworm Jim. Basically, the origin story, you're your normal earthworm, just hanging out doing your wormy things, and out of the sky falls this power suit and lands on top of you, and you get stuck inside it, and you turn into a superhero, basically. There's an evil crow, like / bounty hunter, that's after you. There's a really hot chick named Princess What's Her Name. That's literally her name. And then there's the evil Queen Slug for a butt. I wish they'd bring this. Of all the games that I wish would have a revival, I wish they'd bring this one back. It wouldn't be the same. It never is. But, just like the ridiculousness of the story, the kooky characters, it's all just a nonsensical great time. And with the kind of revival of 2D side-scrolling games lately, they could bring it back. So this spits us out on the other side of the map. Oh no. Right up there's the boss fight, but we're not doing that yet. Ow! Oh no. Yeah, so if I hadn't have took that shortcut, the normal area comes right through here. There's a way you can do them both, but I can't remember how. Been too long. This guy, what you want to do is avoid the tubas. And then come stand right here where his fish puke can't hit you. Hit him a few times like that, and then he'll start moving across the area on that, I don't know, zip line. This guy looks like a few of my neighbors. He's invincible, so you can't hit him directly. It's pointless to try. You gotta hit him with these crates. It's the only thing that hurts him. Now you're on a tiny rocket, like, it's like a, I don't know, like a rocket motorcycle type thing. I used to be really good at this. If you get enough of these pods, you get bonuses at the end of this area. If that's Psy-Crow right down there, the crow that's after you. You're racing him to the finish line. If he wins, you have to fight him. If you win, you don't have to fight him. Get enough of these things, you get a bonus. Usually like an extra life or something. There's one of these after every normal level. And they get progressively harder as you go. They kind of remind me of like the bonus stages on, or the special stages on Sonic the Hedgehog. So this level's called What the Heck. And this guy back here in the background dancing, that's the final boss, Evil the Cat. There's horrible shadow monsters and lawyers. Yep, I said lawyers. Why lawyers? Well, because they're awful. And everybody knows it. If you step on this thing, it farts and a wall of flames comes out and chases you, so, you know, be prepared for that. You could just jump over it, but then you wouldn't get to hear the fun sounds. The whip is one of your strongest attacks. It's stronger than your gun. Usually kills them things with one whack. But it's kind of slow, so keep that in mind. Run backwards on this and it starts to fly. You use it to get up here. Yeah. Always burning you and stuff. Meant to do that. It's all part of the plan. That's what happens when you die. So, you know, just don't do that. Ah! Get off of me. A door-to-door salesman. The other two games in the series are great and, you know, have their own charms and look and feel, but this one in particular has a very specific art style that I just absolutely adore. Okay, so you want to whip this thing to raise the gate. When you come in here, there's going to be your first lawyer. You got to slap them with your whip to make them drop their briefcase. And then they're vulnerable. If you try just shooting them outright, they block your shots with their briefcase. Always hiding behind their paperwork. Lawyers. Here's Frosty. Ow. Come on. You're spitting your flames too fast, dude. Mr. Quick Draw over here. Get on the thing. There's another secret here. And this right over here is where we were just a second ago. So he does that, sets off that bomb, and these things start dropping. What you want to do is kind of stay under this. This is a timed event, and that lasts X amount of time. There is see that shining up there in the top? There's a hook that you can't see. Give me that. There's another hook somewhere right there. So here you gotta jump back and forth to avoid the fire. Or try to. And now, gotta do some pretty wild platforming. Let's continue right here. I whipped you! Just what my elementary teachers always said. Okay. Ow. If you're good at platforming, you'll have no trouble in this area. Just got to kind of Indiana Jones your way across here. Ah! Okay, so this will take us to Evil the Cat, the final boss for this level. And what happens is the whole area is black, and you can't see him. He will randomly jump out of the darkness at you, and all you can see is his eyes, and you have to be super quick on the draw and shoot him before he hits you, because if he does, he'll like maul you, as cats do, and do like, I don't know, 5 to 10% damage every time. So it's very much a timing thing. Just jump over him here. Eventually the fire will melt this, I don't know, cheese, I'm guessing. This little wall here holding him up. This part's super easy. I don't even really include it in the boss fight strategy. Just kind of jump the fire until the actual fight starts. Seeing parts of you that I don't want to see, buddy. Ow. So now, you just gotta watch for his glowing eyeballs. Anyway, okay. Slow your roll. Anyway, you kill him each time you hit him. It takes one of his lives. Do it 9 times and it's done. I don't like to just spray and pray like that because it burns through your ammo real quick, but when the game's being stupid and not registering your hits like it should, you kinda gotta be cheap too. And there you go. Now we do another one of these things. And plus, who doesn't love a little banjo music in between each level of a game? I mean, come on. Get out of here, dude. Nobody likes you. I used to be so good at these, I could get every single one of these little bubbles. The shield will protect you from one asteroid hit. I didn't have a shield right then. Thought I had a shield. Get out of here. Might have to fight him. Close. Okay. We're going to call it there on this one. And move on to number 2. That's Princess what's her name?
Oh no! What happened?
All right. So this one, in a lot of ways is even like kookier than the first one. I don't know. Just something about that first one I just can't get enough of. How do I? Okay. And this one, you have a little buddy called Snots or Snotty or something like that. It's a mucus man that hangs out in your backpack, and you use him to snot swing to secrets and such. Trying to think of the right ways to go versus the secret paths. Uh-oh. Was I supposed to go this way? Aha! So here you gotta take a pig. And, over here to this thing. And then launch it to kill the fish in the bowl. Otherwise it, I forget. I think there's a giant, the fish turns into a giant cat man that jumps out of the bowl and punches you square in the face. I think, maybe. Which, that all sounds like a really weird thing that I just said, but it's just kind of business as usual in this world. You don't want the bubble gun, but there's really no way to get those big guns without the bubble blaster as well. Ah. Can't remember if there was a way to change your weapon without using it. I don't guess. Come on. Haha! Okay, so there's grannies falling from the sky in this, and you want to avoid them at all costs. Grannies, you say? Yep. That's right. How do we get down there? Here. Whoa. Huh. You've lost your helicopter head that you had in the first game. So that, yeah. I, for one, am saddened by that. Now, I know. Maybe... Huh. Maybe once this is done, I can come back and get them guns? I can't remember. It's another granny section that's even harder. Okay, so I gotta... Was that extra life worth it? I doubt it. But hey, what can you do? Ah! She reminds me of Mrs. Deagle from Gremlins. I'll Photoshop in a picture of that character right here. She got hers. Spoilers for a movie that's, you know, a movie that's 40 years old at this point. Huh. Ah! I'm gonna die. Gonna die. I mean, why? Why are there grannies falling from the sky? It's just one of the questions you might have. Okay, so that. All right, so now that that's gone, I think maybe I can get those guns that were on the other side of it. Ha! I still haven't got this stuff back here though. Those down there. How do I get those, huh? How do I? Nope. I There was something I was supposed to do. Off the granny area. That's gonna bother me, but oh well. Can't get them all, I guess. Isn't that the Pokemon saying? Can't get them all? I think that's right. Go. I didn't play this one nearly as much as the first one. I played it, beat it once or twice. That's about it. By the time this one came along, I was getting kind of bored with the 16-bit generation. I had my sights set on the PlayStation. PlayStation. I was actually eyeballing Sega Saturn first. These the weapons I've got right here are homing missiles. See down there in the bottom left? Homing. Yeah, anywho, we had at our local Walmart had a kiosk on display. Sega Saturn had a TV up in when you went into the electronics department, you had all the cases of the video games and everything on display, and up at the top there was a TV. Every, you know, like this case belonged to Nintendo. This case belonged to, I think it's still that way. I haven't been to a Walmart in forever, but anyway, they had one that belonged to Sega Saturn, and up above it they had a CRTV stuck in there in the wall, and they had a demo of some Saturn games playing, and my mom would take me in there to do some shopping, and after I would blow my weekly allowance in the lobby on the arcade machines that they had, I would wander to the electronics department and stare at the next-gen consoles on display. But yeah, I was wanting a Saturn. My cousins had a PlayStation, so we went over there to visit one time, and they showed me Resident Evil and WCW versus NWO. Those are the only two that really stick out in my brain, but yeah, after playing Resident Evil 1 for 10 minutes, I was sold. So I took my Genesis and all my games and everything to the local game exchange, hawked it all for like, you know, $5 in store credit. You know how those places were. And then I saved up my allowance until I had enough to get a PlayStation with a game. No. 2 pigs. Not 1 pig, 2 pigs. It's Bob the Goldfish. It's Bob the Goldfish. Hardest boss fight ever. So this level you're on a timer. There are maggots on unicycles. There are giant ants. And your goal is to kind of blast your way through all the dirt and make your way to the exit. You've got unlimited, whatever this is. Lightning bullets, I guess. This one had some pretty great songs as well. You shoot the dirt to raise the area you're standing on so you can get around. How do I get, nope. Quit grabbing that ledge, sir. Oh! Owie. But yeah, I didn't have PlayStation for very long before I was moving on up in the world and was looking toward that Nintendo 64 on the horizon. Missed out on a lot of stuff that PlayStation did. A lot of their like original first-party titles, to the extent that now I don't have the nostalgia for those things like a lot of gamers do. Like Jack and Daxter. I know that's PS2, but still, I didn't play those back in the day, so I don't really care about them now. Same with like Spyro and Ratchet and Clank. First Ratchet and Clank game I played was the like reboot in whenever that was, 2016, I think. They've got them all on PS Plus, and I like to think that eventually I'll go back and play them, at least for a little bit. Make a FlashBack Friday video out of it or something. I hate to say that I never played the original Ratchet and Clank games. Now, I actually stuck with the N64 for a while. I stayed with that console through its entire generation. And then I moved on to Sega Dreamcast. And then from there to PS2, and then GameCube, and then Xbox, and that's when I started insisting on having all three main consoles of the generation. So every generation I've made sure to have the newest Nintendo, PlayStation, and Xbox. And yeah, been doing it ever since. And it's getting ridiculously expensive. Cost a small fortune to have a PS5 and a Xbox Series X. But I've got them, and that's the important thing. Yeah. It's a maggot. It's a maggot on a unicycle. It's a maggot on a unicycle, everybody. It ate me. Could you stop? Could you please stop? Could you stop with all of this? Supposed to be able to push a button there and the cow says stuff, but I don't know. So this guy here, this dog, he's basically, it's been a while since I've done this. Oh no. God. He's basically Incredible Hulk. When he gets angry, he turns into a giant green monster, and it's a bad time. He likes to ruin your day. In the first game, you have to get him across the level. Gah. I'm sorry. Maybe, you know, get mad at dude up here that's throwing your children. Why, you know, why do I get your hate? Anyway, the first game, you gotta get him across the level, and he's just casually strolling, all haphazardly, and there's holes. There's holes and pits and stuff, and if he falls in, he gets mad and mutates into the monster and eats you. So you have to get him to jump over the holes by whipping him, and it gets much harder as you go. All this while you're having to fight off like flying saucers and other enemies. So yeah, I guess for this one they were like, what if... Ugh, that's bad. That's bad. This one they were like, what if instead of trying to get Peter Puppy, that's his name, to safety, you've got to rescue his kids. And if you miss a puppy, they splatter on the ground like a rotten egg, and it's horrifying. Gotta do that 3 times. Could we not? Could we not? Hit. It's like, I'm not the one throwing your children. You can do like a dive move. Yeah, y'all are just gonna die because the bomb is what matters. Huh. So, fun fact, this game and this level was the first time I ever heard Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata. And then the next time was in Resident Evil 1 when you have to play this piece on the piano to, I don't know, it like gives you a key or something stupid. That's going to do it for this game. We'll finish off with Earthworm Jim 3D on the Nintendo 64. So this one, I couldn't tell you what's going on in this game. I mean, it tells us right there. Basically, Jim's gone crazy, and you've got to go inside your mind and battle your inner demons and whatnot. Giant puppy head in a I don't know, giant aquarium thing. So, kind of like how in Mario 64, you're running around getting stars. In this one, we are collecting golden udders. Are you a bad thing? What are you? Okay, so we've got like 3 or 4 main areas. And also, like Mario 64, you've got to have X amount of the whatever item is that you're collecting. You've got to have a certain number of them before you can go to the various areas of the game. Clever as a waffle, huh? Alright. What's in here, huh? Nothing? Cool. Maybe you gotta talk to this dude. These games are kind of in a weird limbo in the way that the
It's a farmyard out there.
the dev team that created them doesn't really exist anymore. And so you get into like licensing and rights issues. It's a whole thing. Probably never see this third game re-released in any way. Yeah. Gotta collect marbles because he's lost them. He's lost his marbles. Hey, you. Dance. Dance. I never beat this one. I was kind of, I don't know, over Earthworm Jim by the time this game came along. I may go back to it someday in an actual like official capacity, and because I would like to see it's definitely got a pretty weird story, so I'd kind of like to see where it goes and how it ends. You need 12 udders to visit the, what was this? Usually tells you when you go in the area what. This is happiness. And green is fear. Kind of feel like red should be fear. Blue is fantasy. Okay.
Hey.
This guy. It's Zordon. We all remember Zordon. I'll Photoshop a picture of Zordon right here. Go, go, Power Rangers! How about those Power Rangers, everybody? What a time that was. But alright. I don't have my controller mapped correctly, so I can't whip. I don't have the whip command, and I need it to progress any further in the game. So we're gonna wrap there. Those were some Earthworm Jim games. Pretty weird time. Wish they'd bring it back. But yeah, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching this. If you want, you can click the buttons down here, like, share, and subscribe. It really helps me out, and I super appreciate it. And when the video's over, you can click the thumbnails that pop up in a bit. That'll take you to various other things that I do. You can click my channel button here in a minute. That'll be over here. Take you to my channel where you can subscribe if you wanna. I think for my next Flashback Friday, I'm gonna do an entire episode dedicated to Grand Theft Auto Vice City. The remaster of that game is on PS Plus, and I want to hop back into it because it's 80s themed and I love it. So that's probably what I'll be doing on the next one. Thanks again, and until next time, we will catch you later.